Good morning, I'm James Cataldo.
And I'm Amada Caba.
It's 9 a.m. on November 7th, and welcome back to Rise and Shine at 9.
We are just about 12 hours in after the New York State polls closed last night, so we'll have some election night recaps. And
the Dean of Oswego State Graduate Studies, Kristen Eichhorn, will be joining us.
Stay tuned. It's officially 9. Let's get into it.
First time since 2016, the Democrats seized control of the House of Representatives while the Republican Party kept the Senate. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi said, quote, "Today will be a new day in America," end quote. 2 Muslim women and the first black congresswoman were part of all 85 women elected into a chamber of Congress last night.
And it doesn't come to us as a surprise that Governor Andrew Cuomo has won his 3rd term in office. He now ties his father, Mario M. Cuomo, who also served as governor for 3 terms between 1983 and 1994. However, winning the election did not come cheap. According to the New York Times, Governor Cuomo spent a little over $32 million on campaigning. This is more than what his opponents spent combined. During his winning speech, he addressed New York's progressive and liberal tendencies by saying, "Love is stronger than hate. It always has been and always will," and New Yorkers proved that once again tonight.
And after 2 years of Republicans in complete control, President Trump is going to have to get used to a split on Capitol Hill. Karen Kaifa is in Washington with a look at where things stand after a big midterm election night.
And there are going to be some changes coming to Washington. Democrats locked out of power since the 2016 presidential election, set to take control of one chamber on Capitol Hill, but Republicans flipping some key seats to keep a hold on the other.
Democrats projected to take control of the House of Representatives for the first time in 8 years, and they did it by winning in key suburban districts in states like Pennsylvania and Virginia.
Change is coming to America, and change is coming to Virginia 10.
And after focusing their final days less on President Trump and more on health care and the character of the country.
Thanks to you, we owned the ground. Thanks to you, tomorrow will be a new day in America.
Republicans holding on to the U.S. Senate, boosted by flipping 3 seats away from vulnerable Democrats in red states, Indiana, Missouri, and North Dakota. But it was a surprisingly close race in Texas that pushed Republicans to that Senate majority. Ted Cruz besting Democrat Beto O'Rourke.
This election was a battle of ideas. It was a contest for who we are and what we believe.
President Trump's first reaction to the results, a tweet saying, "Tremendous success tonight. Thank you to all." Trump advisor Kellyanne Conway telling reporters the president had a successful midterm stretch.
One big lesson, you just can't get around it, is that he made a difference in so many of these races.
And the president called Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell on election night the first step toward a new dynamic with a new Congress starting in January.
What will Washington look like with Democrats gaining some power back? Well, they will have room to exercise some oversight of the Trump administration, maybe launch some House committee investigations of things like the president's finances. But first things first, both parties have some important leadership decisions to make in the House. Nancy Pelosi has said that she would run again to be Speaker in the House, but there may be some challenges to that from some members of the Democratic caucus. As for the Republicans, they are losing House Speaker Paul Ryan, who declined to seek re-election this year. In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
The Democrats will take the office beginning in January 2019.
As previously mentioned, Andrew Cuomo will serve his 3rd term as New York State governor, taking just under 59% of the vote against Republican Mark Molinaro. Thomas D. Napoli will continue his role as state comptroller, a role he has had since 2007. The New York Attorney General for the first time ever is going to be a woman. Her name is Letitia James, and she will also be the first African American to serve as Attorney General. With over 60% of the vote, Democrat Kristen Gillibrand will continue as New York State Senator, and for the 24th Representational District of New York, John Katko will continue to serve as well.
So to sum it up, a historic night.
A historic
in
night
politics.
all around. I mean, earlier you mentioned the two first Muslim women to enter Congress. Also, two Native American women this year will enter Congress as well.
And then a big thing that I wanted to touch on was the amount of turnover in the House of Representatives. 35 new seats for the Democrats, and to highlight it, Dan Donovan, District 11 in Staten Island, lost his seat to Democrat Max Rose, who is an incumbent. A lot of people in Staten Island thought Donovan was going to win. Very, very important election. Chris Collins lost his seat to Democrat Nate McMurray, in District 27 near Buffalo. And then a little closer to home, Anthony Brindisi took the seat in the Syracuse area away from incumbent member Claudia Tenney. So a lot of movement in Congress.
Yeah, as we heard earlier in the package where Kellyanne Conway was saying that President Trump had a lot of influence and impact on these races. And we see that today. I mean, we saw that last night, where this is the first time voters are speaking out after the 2016 election. And their votes said it all. Now Democrats have control over the House, and I think it's because of President Trump, honestly.
So what impact do you think this has on the country with all of this turnover in Congress?
I think we are going to continue seeing this trend of women enter the political arena, as well as our LGBTQ folks as well. So I think it's going more towards a liberal change.
Yeah.
But again, who's to know? I mean, 2016, we thought President Trump wasn't going to win the election.
Right, and
all
he
the
ended
polls
up,
were like 90% and up, saying it was going to be Hillary. So again, these houses are we are seeing a shift in ideals in these houses.
Well, the people have spoken. Let's check in with our Storm Team 10 meteorologist, Joe Champagne, to find out how today is looking. Joe?
Thanks, James. Well, taking a look at current conditions in and around the Oswego area, you can see here in Fulton, we're sitting at about 49 degrees. We do have that west wind 6 miles an hour. Going a bit further south into the Syracuse metro area, we do have temperatures pushing 50 degrees this morning with that southwest wind a bit gusty at 15 miles an hour. Taking a look at the current temperatures across the region this morning, you can see we're ranging anywhere from the low to mid, or the upper 40s and low 50s. And then taking a look at the current satellite and radar, we are mostly dry across the entire state, but we do have some showers working through the Oswego County area. Stay tuned. I'll have your full forecast coming up after the break. You're watching Rise and Shine at 9.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Back from the break, I'm Storm Team 10 meteorologist Joe Champagne. Taking a look at the current temperatures across the region this morning, you can see most of us are sitting in the upper 40s, some low 50s. You can see up towards Watertown, we're hitting at 50 degrees this morning. Zooming out to the rest of the state, we do actually have cooling conditions as you head towards the southern tier of New York and back into the western portions of New York. You can see Olean sitting at 41 degrees. Current winds in the area, you can see quite gusty towards the lake shore. We have 11 miles an hour out of the southwest in Oswego, and then going up all the way up to 16 miles an hour in Adams and northern portions of New York. Timing it out for you here, you can see as we go through the day today, we will have those gusty winds. We're at gusting in upwards of 20 miles an hour, and that will persist through the day today with those strong gusty winds reaching around maybe possibly up into the upper 20s and lower 30s. So it is going to be a very windy day today. Going through Thursday, though, those winds will start to diminish in strength, and they will start to die down going into the overnight hours and into Friday morning. Current satellite and radar, we're fairly quiet in the southern portions of the state. You can see we do actually have a lake effect band pushing through Oswego County that is gradually working north, so that we'll move out of the Oswego area in just a couple of hours. Timing it out for you through the day today, you can see sitting about at the lunch hour today, we do have a few scattered showers in the area, but nothing widespread like we had last night. And then as we go through the afternoon and into the evening commute, we do have a couple of scattered showers still into the area. And then as we head into the overnight hours on Thursday, or actually later in the day Thursday, those showers will start to move out of the area. And then by Friday morning, we will be done with the rain and mostly dry conditions, but we will have those cloudy skies. So for today, 55 degrees, fairly warm for this time of year. We will have a few scattered showers in the area, a west wind at 15 to 25 miles an hour, so it is going to be very breezy through the day. Into tonight, we're cooling down nicely, down around 35 degrees for our low temperature, west wind 10 to 20, so we're still fairly breezy out there. And then looking at the 7-day forecast for today, 55 degrees. And then tomorrow we're cooling down, drying out a little bit, 47. That rain does return back into the picture on Friday, 42 degrees for our high, so it is going to be a very cool and raw day out there. And then as we head into the weekend, temperatures cool down very significantly struggling to get out of the 30s with those rain and snow showers mixed. And then as we head into next week, those temperatures struggle to get out of the 30s, and it will be cold with some rain and snow. You're watching WTOP 10 Morning News. We'll be right back after the break.
Many medicines used to treat colds and flu contain acetaminophen, a pain reliever and fever reducer found in hundreds of over-the-counter and prescription medicines. But taking too much or more than one medication containing acetaminophen per day can damage your liver. So always read the label and don't take acetaminophen if you drink 3 or more alcoholic drinks every day. To learn more, visit fda.gov/OTC pain info. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Food and Drug Administration.
This job looks perfect. It says you need a high school diploma. You've got one of those, right?
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
I got that.
Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
And welcome back to Rise and Shine at 9. Our station general manager, Melissa Wilson, is a graduate student. She stopped by earlier this week to talk about her experience with graduate school, her undergraduate major, and where she hopes her studies will take her. Let's take a look at what she said.
I graduated with my undergrad in the spring of 2017, and I was lucky enough to be able to apply and get accepted to the grad studies department here on SUNY Oswego campus. I'm studying strategic communications, integrated media, and social networking. So overall, I've had a really positive experience within the program. I've got a lot of really good connections, and I've been able to extend my learning reach within the program. And I've really enjoyed it, being able to talk to new professors, different visiting professors, and students at a different academic level that I've been so familiar with over the past 4 years. So my main goal when I graduate this coming up spring, the spring of 2019, I hope to be able to manage social media accounts for large corporations or organizations or even a nonprofit. That's my main goal. Grad Week is about the celebration of current graduate students, and we want to encourage undergrads to be able to join in on the festivities that we're holding, whether it's discussion panels about what graduate studies is, the experience that other students have, or meeting new professors, or having pizza with the dean or free coffee with the dean. We really try to create a positive atmosphere so these students feel more welcome to ask those questions. And also we want to celebrate the current students, so we can have, like on the 16th of this month, we'll be having a large showcase where they can all come together. There'll be a jazz band, snacks, and everyone is invited to that. It'll just be a more like laid back event for those students, and it's really about celebrating the 70 years of graduate studies here on SUNY Oswego campus.
Thanks so much, Melissa. Grad Week on campus starts on Monday, November 12th, and lasts until the 16th. SUNY Oswego has over 30 graduate and combined 5-year programs.
And joining us today, we have Dr. Kristen Eichhorn, Dean of Graduate Studies here at SUNY Oswego. In the classroom, Dr. Eichhorn teaches courses in interpersonal communication, research methods, and capstone. She has presented and published with over a dozen of her students, and has advised over 30 independent studies and master's theses. Dr. Eichhorn has presented over 36 competitive papers and panels, and several with her own students. So thank you so much for joining us today. You are a very, very busy woman, so thank you. We really appreciate it here.
Well, thanks for having me. We're just so excited in the Division of Graduate Studies to be celebrating with the entire campus 70 years.
70 years, yeah. So the first graduate program was in 1948, and it was about elementary education.
Yeah, I think we were best known at that time for preparing teachers to go on. And now we're known for several different programs and nationally ranked programs, including our MBA.
Wow. And what's it like to see graduate students like Melissa finishing up after going through all of these years of school?
Well, I mean, there's nothing more exciting than, I've worked with so many undergraduate students here at SUNY Oswego, but then you get to that senior level and you can see the spark in people's eyes where it's like they're not ready to leave. They feel like they still need a little bit more confidence building. They want to be more competitive in the workplace. And I think our students are really savvy in knowing that at some point in their career, they're going to need a master's degree in order to get promoted. So we're really excited to offer a plethora of programs across many different areas that serve the needs of these students.
And I'm glad that you touched upon that. For a student that, for example, been through elementary, middle school, high school, college, the last thing they want to hear is, oh, why don't you stay for an extra 2 years and get your master's? So what is an advantage of getting your master's?
Well, one of the things I'll comment right there is some of our programs are only 1 year, and some of those programs I think that most of you can get involved with. We have built-in 5-year programs here. So in broadcasting, you can major in broadcasting, do a 1-year MBA. Psychology, you have 5-year programs into both the MBA and our human-computer interaction. So we have really unique programs that are focused towards our particular undergraduates. And I think also undergraduates, they want to get a higher starting pay. Yeah. I think if you can convince them to stay here 1 more year, stay involved in all these exciting student organizations for 1 more year, take advantage of Oswego 1 more year, build confidence, and then you go out there, you have more contacts, more networks, get a higher starting pay, and then 10 years down the road when you're ready to move into that managerial line, you're ready. you're already competitive. You don't have to be thinking like, oh, I'll go back and get a master's, I'm building a house, I'm building a family, I'm building my career, and now I have to go back. That's really difficult for some people. So I say, let's get it out of the way. Nobody can ever take it away from you once you get it.
Yeah, you're so right. I mean, money does talk. We have to take a quick commercial break, but when we get back, we'll have a little trivia game with Dr. Eichhorn, so stay tuned. This is Rise and Shine at 9. All right.
My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
I wouldn't use this one.
He helps me with my decision making.
Never.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
And then she was like, yeah, and I was like, no. And then she was like, yeah, and I was like, yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, what?
Ryan just texted me.
Oh my God, what did he say?
Netflix and chill?
Netflix and chill, that's like so last year. It's all about WTOP movies on demand and chill.
You are so right.
Yo, bro, what's wrong?
Yo, bro, my girl left me, bro.
But why?
Because I don't watch WTOP 10 movies on demand.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
And welcome back to Rise and Shine at 9. We're here with Dr. Kristen Eichhorn. And Dr. Eichhorn, you have a little bit of a trivia quiz for us?
I kind of wanted to see how much do you really know about our graduate program.
Okay.
So I just prepared a couple questions for you to see how you would do. So we did mention we're celebrating 70 years, and we did start with our elementary education programs. But can you guess how many graduate programs that we do have now? Is it 0 to 10, 11 to 20, 20 to 30, over 30?
Ooh, tough one.
I'm going to go with 10. 10 never failed me.
Okay. I'm actually going to go with 11 to 20.
Well, you're both wrong. We have over 30 programs.
Wow.
So I would encourage both of you and all of your audience to check us out on our website. Even if we just look at online programs, we have 5 completely online programs, 5 graduate certificates that are completely online. But we have programs in chemistry, human-computer interaction. You heard about strategic communication. We have mental health counseling, which is very popular. School psychology, where everybody's getting jobs. School counseling. I encourage you to check out the plethora of programs that we have here.
That's impressive. I had no clue that there were that many.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to start trivia like this. I'm concerned. All right, give us the next one.
Next question. Okay, so a lot of times when students are coming to my office, they often ask, do I have to be an undergraduate major in education and get a master's in education?
Ooh, I am going to say no.
I'm gonna agree with her.
It's open to the public.
Yeah.
Graduate programs are open to the public.
It is, and oftentimes you think, oh, do I need an undergrad in business to get our MBA? The answer is no. In fact, some of our computer science programs in biomedical health informatics, human-computer interaction, we're taking people from all majors. So all of you out there that think we don't have a graduate program for you, I encourage you to check us out. We probably do.
And that's really good for students that are looking for, say, like a backup plan or something like that, that want to go into a certain field, but it's not guaranteed that they're going to get the pay that they want, and they want just like a safety cushion, you know?
Yeah, or what employers are telling us is that they want employers that have transferable skill sets.
Oh, okay.
So if you did your undergraduate major in one thing and have your graduate program in another, once again, competitive edge. Competitive edge. Are you ready for number 3?
I think so.
Funding's really important to graduate students. How much money do you think we spend on graduate students? That's a lot. So I'm going to tell you, over $500,000 we spend.
$500,000.
Yes,
okay.
$500,000 we spend on graduate student support. How many graduate assistantships do we support on this campus?
How many?
How many GAs or graduate assistantships?
So there's 30. Okay, now we have to do some math.
Yeah.
Critical thinking skills.
Quick maths.
So 30 graduate programs. I'm going to say 5 in each. 5 times 30. Hit it, James.
Well, actually, wait. I'm actually curious, Dr. Eichhorn. For the people that don't know out there, what is a graduate assistant?
Well, a graduate assistantship is something that you can apply for to get additional funding to help support both your tuition and perhaps maybe a stipend.
Okay.
And what are some responsibilities of a graduate assistant?
Well, they range, right? So sometimes you'll be working with faculty on research. Sometimes you'll see our chemistry students working in undergraduate chemistry labs. Some of them are working, so you've heard from Melissa today, and she is helping us do strategic communication within the Division of Graduate Studies.
Okay.
Awesome.
So to answer your question, I think I'm going to say 100.
We actually have 120 this year.
There you go, you were close.
Finally,
So
yes.
that was actually really, really close.
Yeah.
And students can also apply yearly for just over $20,000 a year in federal unsubsidized student loans. So I think that that's also very attractive when people are trying to figure out how can they afford these. We are the best price point in New York and the best graduate price point, some would argue, nationally.
Wow. You do also have diversity scholarships and whatnot.
Right,
as well.
so I did talk about $500,000 in graduate student support. That not only includes our graduate assistantships, but we support between 7 and 10 diversity fellows that we're really proud of, and we're having a special luncheon for them next week. And so we've invited people from across the campus to help celebrate our diversity fellows. We also have leadership fellows. We had a generous donor, Fred Festa, who created our Festa Fellowship Program, which gives graduate students an opportunity, sometimes over the summer, to go and work in larger cities, working with CEOs of companies to gain that extra competitive edge.
So cool.
Wow, yeah.
I think we have time for one more if you want to pick your hardest one, but obviously it won't be hard for us.
Well, let's say you're an undergraduate, right? You may have come in with some high school credits, and you're finishing up your senior year, and you think to yourself, I need this 1 or 2 classes to finish up my bachelor's degree, but can I take graduate courses before I actually graduate with my undergraduate degree?
Can you, James?
I'm gonna.
I know about that one.
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes. You can take probably a limited amount of graduate courses before you achieve your undergraduate degree.
You are absolutely right. We have a special program here called Bachelor Plus. It's part of our combined enrollment plan. So if you do finish your bachelor's degree requirements that last semester, senior year, and you have a certain GPA, check us out. The Bachelor Plus program allows you to actually start taking graduate courses for undergraduate prices. So you can save a little over $1,000 by doing this and getting ahead. So we're really excited at the Division of Graduate Studies here at SUNY Oswego to help support our undergraduates in staying and completing. We know how difficult it is once you leave to get you back.
That's true.
So we say, let's keep you here and let's make it really accessible for you.
Awesome.
Yeah. I kind of want to highlight your role as Dean of Graduate Studies because I find it really interesting because it's kind of like you're also a student yourself as you work on these projects and these research methods with other students. So can you just say quickly something that you like about your job or you find interesting?
Well, I arrived here in 2007. I spent 2 terms as the department chair in communication studies, and I love working with students. And and I think we all do as college administrators, we're trying to figure out, how to create a pathway for students to make education accessible and kind of take away the barriers that often are in the way. For me personally, I had a great mentor that pushed me into graduate education. I don't know if I would have went in that path if I didn't have someone looking at me and believing in me. And so I want to be that person for somebody else. I think you mentioned it this morning. I think, we want to be able to give back to students and show them what that pathway looks like. And we know that there's so many struggles once you leave here and get a mortgage and start a family, and you really want to work on your career path. And so it's so important for us to give you this pathway to say, hey, stay incomplete with us, and so you're not regretting it years later.
Mm-hmm. Wow, and I want to thank you so much because you are doing that to several students, including our GM here, Melissa. You can check out more of the Graduate Studies program online at SUNY Oswego. For now, we do have to end the show. Thank you so much again.
You guys are fantastic.